Hello. Is anybody there? Rochelle, welcome. Good evening. Good evening, Rochelle. How are you this evening or this afternoon or this morning since you're in New Zealand? Mofelola, good evening. Benny Gift, good evening. Hello. MJ, good evening. Good evening, Innocent. Hello, Joker, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. As you're coming in, please start sharing and inviting your friends too. Aristes, good evening. Jude, good evening. Favor, good evening. Thank you, Innocent. Bonjour. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening question time with Dr. Sandey. Hello, Chioma. Good evening. Matthew, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, MJ. Miss Conspicuous. Good evening, Pastor Eric. Daniel, good evening. Omonike, good evening. Conspicuous. I still remember that word. I don't think I will forget that word. Babmidele, good evening. Bumi, good evening. Good evening. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming in and sharing. So, share, share, share. My favorite word. Share, share, share. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Dupe, good evening. Okay, guys. Now you're sharing. I can see that you're sharing. Please continue to share and invite your friends as well. So you can also do invite. Instead of just share to your page, also invite. Thank you very much. Good evening, birthday queen. Anastasia, good evening. Good evening. Okay, so let me remind you of one important thing, which is tomorrow is the final day of submission of your contest entries. So please don't forget, tomorrow is the 25th of May. It's the final day. So please start working or continue to work harder and send your entries. You know, there are 8 categories. There's always something for somebody, and also 5 amazing prizes to be won by 50 people. So we haven't left anybody out at all. There's always something for someone in this contest, and it's not too late, so you can get working right now. So what do we have for the contest? Do I need to tell you what the prizes are again? I think you all know what the prizes are, and also you know the 8 categories. And also please remember, it ends tomorrow, is our final day, but you can continue to post, of course, but to submit those entries is tomorrow. So how are you doing this evening? I hope you're okay. I hope you've had a lovely Wednesday. You know, the day is getting much closer now. I think I'm getting a little bit calm because it's coming to the day. But really, no, I'm not getting calm. As soon as I mention the word calm, I'm thinking, no, I'm not calm. I cannot keep calm. So a couple more days, starting on Friday the 26th to the 28th, it's party time night here in Ukraine. So I wish you guys would join us. But even if you're not here in Ukraine, rest assured, I will be filming everything for you to see. So don't worry, okay? Just join us whenever I come on, okay? So you can see what's happening. I will show you snippets, okay? All right, thank you again. So keep sharing, guys. Ifema, good evening. Professor Daniel, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you again. Kaz, good evening. Who have I not mentioned yet? Informa Flair, good evening. Phyllis, good evening. Stitz, good evening. Olayinka, good evening. Esther, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. So let's start this so that we can get as many questions as possible done today. So how did we leave it yesterday? Right, we left it with an amazing question, which is just the one question I think that we dealt with yesterday. And the question was, does DSA has any misunderstanding with his wife, and how does he deal with it? That question gave us a whole host of answers and it led to an amazing evening of laughter, of fun, of discoveries. It was just so cool. You know, I laughed and laughed and laughed yesterday with everyone and their comments, and also what the essay is saying, which is like, you know, out of this world, as I always say. But this one is definitely out of this world. So if you didn't join us yesterday, let me just remind you of a few things about that question, a few of the points of that answer. The first thing is that they do not disagree. They do not disagree much, or they don't have disagreement that leads into struggle or leads into any conflict. They might not agree on everything, but it's not a disagreement. It's just a difference of opinion. And that is dealt with quickly, and they move on. But his answer then went on to talk about how he, as a man or as a husband, as a father, relate with his wife. And that answer gave us 8 points. And in that 8 points, you know, most of them are unbelievable. Not that you will be surprised, because you know DSA anyway, it's not like any other human being that I personally know, and I don't know about you. So it gave some points, and the one that made me laugh, okay, I'm not going to say what made me laugh, I'm just going to give you a summary. So, so one of the things is, these things are made...
You have to express yourself. You have to let people know what
made
you laugh.
I will tell you what made me laugh later.
That's what brings authenticity out.
Okay, let me tell you something, right? I'll tell you what made me laugh, right? But not right now. Let me tell you the process already, the different points that he mentioned. First of all, these points are based on the right temperament, because he married his wife. He married a person that, you know, has the right temperament for him. So it works. So temperament is important in this, okay? So don't shoot the messenger, but I'll tell you what that made me laugh. So the first thing is, always treat your wife the way you want Christ to treat you. That's really important to me. I've never heard that before, but it made so much sense, and I felt like, okay, even I as a female, if I'm looking for a man, then I can look upon that man that is treating me the way that he wants Christ to treat him. So that's just so simple, clean cut, but it's very much loaded. I loved that when I heard it, and it was like, wow. You know, because sometimes when I'm asked what kind of man do you like, do you want, I don't really know. I don't want to say tall, handsome, and I'm not interested in all that. But to say this makes much sense to me. So I like that answer. So next thing is, if you want to treat a woman right, always relate to her like a defenseless child. At first I was like, what? Defenseless child? What does that mean? How can you say that? You know, treating somebody like a defenseless child, that automatically, because of my background or maybe my understanding of defenseless and the way that I term it, it means to me that you're vulnerable, but in a negative way, not even in a positive way. So you're vulnerable and you'll be treated anyhow. But no, that's not what it means. It means that anytime you see a vulnerable person, the right thing to do, if you're like Christ, is that you will look after that person. You would ensure that that person is protected, that person is looked after, is well covered. So that's what he means by thinking of them as a defenseless person. But he went on explaining that. But initially my head was like, what? How can you say that? You know, being an English, you know, girl with, you know, not kingdom-minded, but, you know, out there. That's my first thinking. Okay. And then the third thing was personal principle, this is the one that made me hurt. No, that's not the one. That's not it. The personal principle is that he doesn't leave the house without his wife being happy. I thought that was cute. That's really nice. You know, so that's that. I didn't laugh there. I was like, that's nice. And then... this is the one that made me laugh. Number 4, my salary goes to my wife. I was like, okay. This is the one that caused a lot of controversy, where, you know, I know Innocent was like the feminist out there. So that made me really laugh. That, for real, my salary goes to my wife. And when he first said it, nobody said anything. Everyone was just like, oh, that's great. That's amazing. I'll tell you what happened later. I don't really want to go on about yesterday. Watch the video yesterday, but okay, I'll tell you the gist of it. And then number 5 was, he never raised his voice to his wife. He that wants to be the head has to be the tail, have to be the servant. So he never raises his voice. That's amazing. I love that. That's music to my ears. So that's, I know everyone will love that. And that's normal, to think that. Don't lecture your wife. He's already thought on this, on the relationship series. So that is on YouTube, Sandey Adelaja Official. So check that out. And then number 8, I told my wife, your wish is my command. That one made me laugh as well, because if you tell the wrong person that your wish is your command, they will take a piss. And this is where the temperament came in. So those two made me really laugh. That I give my salary to my wife, she takes care of it, I give her all the money, and then your wish is my command. I was just laughing my head off. And then, overnight I was thinking, if a guy tells me your wish is your command, I wonder what I'm going to do with that wish. I don't know. I know that I'm not going to be like Pastor Boss said, but hey, temperament is key to all this. So that's important. Temperament. She has the right temperament. She's a God-fearing woman. She's a loving person. So it was okay for the Pastor Sandey to be this way with her. But so at the end of it, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, my husband let me have the press. I am the accountant in my family." All those things. That you guys are making me laugh, because when Dr. Sandey first said it, you guys didn't say anything. You were quite quiet. And then when we did a poll, then you started saying that, "Yeah, I look after the." Okay. Good luck. Thank you. Those are the things that made me laugh. But I laughed a lot. I even laughed overnight. So it was really interesting. So, let's move on. Let's move on. Even though I'm laughing at myself now. Right, today, sir, sorry. Pardon me, guys. I didn't ask Dr. Sandey to say hello to you, so I'm just going to turn. Oh, yeah, and then Pastor Ted Derrick also talked about series on YouTube, Sandey Adelaja Official, about relationship, and how he's watching those series at the moment, and it's really blessing him. So if you haven't watched those series as well, please check them out. So hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. So there he is. He's here. Okay. All right. Fissy, hello. How are you? So let's start today with I will ask this question because of yesterday. This person is asking, it's not particularly related to you, sir, but because of the issue we addressed yesterday, or the question, not issue, question, is what is your view on bride price that is often paid by African men when they want to marry a woman? Also, did you have to pay a bride price yourself? Actually, it's related to you in some ways, because it's asking about you as well.
I didn't have to, but my relatives did, I think. Maybe not really bride price. They just went to honor them and to do introduction, traditional. But personally, what I think is that the idea of bride price, it's not a totally bad idea. I think it's a very honorable idea. And I think that it might be a good idea for every tribe to do, for every country to adopt. But the only question is, when is the bride price supposed to be paid? Is it supposed to be paid? There are different ways I'm saying it. Is it supposed to be paid at the time when you are collecting the bride from the parents? Which is okay too, because they invested something in that girl. They gave their lives for her and to her, and they made her look the way she is to you. Why she's appealing to you and attractive to you is because the parents have invested in her. So there must be a way to honor the parents. So either that's going to be called bride price, or that's going to just be called principle of honor, but one way or the other it has to be there. So either it is you giving them immediately when she's leaving to come to you, or you do it all through life. I would prefer the one that comes all through life, when you do it through understanding, not because it's tradition. And when you keep on honoring the parents of your wife, and you take responsibility for them, to recognize them and honor them as long as you live. So that's a bit different. But I think the two, one way or the other, it's important to honor the parents who have invested in the lady that you fell in love with. She didn't come from the moon. She didn't come from the sky. She didn't come from, the space. I mean, they become it's just none of us is an atheist, right? It's the atheists only who believe that the whole world that is just functioning perfectly, like they just came from nowhere, from chaos. Nobody would think that the lady who is having makeup, good hairstyle, dressed up, that she just came from nowhere, right? You know that she was packaged by somebody. The same thing with the earth. And so since we are not atheists, we shouldn't believe that, and we shouldn't behave like the atheist. We should know that somebody contributed to make that girl look the way she's looking now. You have to recognize everyone that did contribute to her becoming who she became. Not just the parents, but people who did contribute to who she is today.
Thank you, sir. Interesting. Someone is saying that I don't know what a bride price is. What's bride price? So I just Googled it. It says a sum of money or quantity of goods given to bride's family by that of a groom in some tribal societies. And it then have a code that says the larger bride price given for a virgin. So if you're a virgin, you get more bride price. So how do they know you're a virgin? They'll give it to you later. They'll give it to your parents later. Okay. I can't laugh. Okay, don't get me laughing at this. Okay, so I have a question on this bride price issue. Some guys, once they pay a bride price, they go on about, I paid for you, I paid this amount, I did this. Maybe we should rename it something else, not bride price, because I do understand what you're saying in terms of honoring the parents and looking after them. You should do that as, good children, both parents or both sides. But naming it bride price, leaving it as a bride price, and the guys like, I paid this, I paid that, I want it back. It's just such a mess.
Yeah, many people call it dowry. So it's not necessarily bride price, but it was in the Bible. And if this thing is in the Bible, it's very, there must be some logics behind it. When Jacob, that's probably the most famous story, when Jacob wanted to win, is it Rebecca? Rachel, right? Rachel. To himself, he had to work for 14 years. And actually was supposed to do it for 7 years, then another 7 years, then another 7 years, 21 years in total. But he got 2 wives. So that is bride price right there. That's paying. And the same thing with the Leah, that is the second girl he got. Then the same thing happened with Rebecca when Abraham sent the servant to go find a bride for the son, Isaac. He brought some stuff, and he actually left some dowry, some gift to appreciate the efforts of the family and to compensate for the loss. Because when she was there in their family, she was contributing something. It's not just what they have spent on her before she, got married, but even at her absence, all the whatever she's bringing, all the contribution she was bringing as a member of the family, she's no more bringing it. She's no more adding value to that family. She's adding value to your family. So, for her not to be compensated at all, that is only possible in the so-called Western world and Western civilization that we say we have. It is callous. It is heartless not to even consider compensating your parents, I mean your mother, your bride's parents. I mean, come to think about it, just like me now. I have 2 daughters. I am bringing them up not just with my money, and not just with the expenses and the money that we spend on their school, on their education and everything, but on their lives. Then they have to go away from this family and come to you, to your family, and then contribute to you and change my name, and then you say you don't need to compensate anything? I mean, something is wrong with that kind of philosophy. So, but when we begin to think that we deserve to have something for nothing, and that everything is just supposed to be, you are entitled to something, the feeling of entitlement, it makes you egocentric. It's making you to be selfish, and it's not going to produce anything good. It's it's a sign of honor to recognize that, or to recognize other people's efforts. If you don't recognize other people's efforts, the efforts of the parents of your wife, then what is the guarantee that you are going to recognize Jesus' effort and Jesus' sacrifice for your salvation? I don't think you are going to be grateful to Jesus as well. I don't think you are going to honor and respect redemption as much. If you are a deep person, if you are totally deep and detailed, you will recognize the fact that what everybody has done, everybody's effort, will mean something to you.
Thank you, sir. I think my question was answered in some ways. I was asking about the guys that complain that they want their bride price back, or I paid for you, so you should respect me or honor me. And also, what if the relationship didn't? This is an additional one I just thought of actually. Didn't work out? Then do they give back the money, or what happens?
I'm sorry that as a woman, the second question could be coming from a woman.
Yeah.
And that is I'm very sorry that even women have been compromised and have been so bullied and have been made to think in terms of equality, to the extent of thinking that if you pay anything for a woman to a woman's parents and the relationship doesn't work out, to think that the man is at a loss is a disgrace. Yeah. Even if you happen to live with a woman only one day, for that one day you disvirgined her, you made her lose her virginity, her innocence. Even if she was not a virgin, you have still taken something from her anyway. Even if she was not a virgin, the fact that she has slept with you, for a woman to sleep with another man, it takes a lot. Our privacy is some of the most sacred part of her. And our privacy, for her to let her go just for you, there must be a reason for that. And that is costing her something. So what is it costing you? So no matter whatever you have paid, it's still nothing compared to emotional cost and emotional sacrifice and the thing that a lady needed to overcome. And then for you now to let her go and say the relationship doesn't work, I will tell you what, anytime a woman leaves a man's house, I don't believe that the woman is to blame. She might have some blame, there might be some exceptional cases, but mainly it's the man to blame. There is no woman, believe me, listen to this, there is no woman in the whole wide world that will leave a man that is treating her well. A woman only leaves because the promises that he had made to her were not kept. And because you did not treat her the way she expected to be treated, the way you promised to treat her when she was about to agree to marry you. For a woman to leave a matrimonial home, no, it's abnormal for the woman. It is the man that could leave, or it is the man that could easily walk away or chase a woman away. But a woman is more concerned about building a home than any man. A woman is always, because, that's just the way we are made. A woman is made in such a way that her security is her home. Home is it's an aspiration. Making a home is an aspiration. Is women are more attached to family than men, but for the woman, for the man, it's totally different. So for a woman to walk away from a family, from her family, it means she's been absolutely frustrated. No woman walks away just like that. That's not a first option, a first step to take. So to say that a relationship breaks down is the man's responsibility. And another reason for that is because he is the head of the home. That's why he's the head. He's supposed to keep it together. He's supposed to be the one to make it work. So no matter what happens, if it breaks down, he's supposed to take the responsibility. And that's a sign of being a head as well. And there's another part to that. The second question you ask is, what about those who say we paid for this? We paid for something. That was just why it's very connected to what I've said. To say that you paid, even if you go to see a prostitute, you still pay, my dear. To say that you paid, what about, how do you pay then for the every day she spent with you? Okay, let's calculate those days. If the average day, 1 hour work pay is $20 or how much, I don't know. Let's say $10, $20 an hour, $80. Let's say $800 a day. Okay, calculate how many days she's been with you. 1 month. That is like $100 times 30, $3,000, right? $3,000 a month. Okay, let's continue on that and see how much you have paid. There is just no way you could pay for a woman, no matter how much you gave. Because she's living at home for every day she left her home, for every day she left her parents' place, for every day she left the covering of her father. You can come under your covering. How will you pay for that? For every day you slept with her, how will you pay for that? For every day she cooked for you, how will you pay for that? For carrying your baby, how will you pay for that? For being there for you, for being a supporter, a comforter, for sacrificing our life, our friends, our name, our last name. How will you ever pay for that? That's why a woman must never be mistreated. I don't understand how and why, what could warranty a woman being mistreated. You know, there are women in my church here in Ukraine. Last year, there were women who accused me of trying to sleep with them or trying to to take advantage of it, and I never did it. But still, that doesn't warranty me to attack them, to do evil to them, or to... I just let them go. You know, they needed something, they won't try to get it the way they know, you know. That's their problem, it's their challenge. You know, God knows how to deal with them, or situation knows how it will happen to them. But I don't, especially when you say someone is your wife, a woman, especially a wife, is supposed to be honored. A woman is supposed to be respected at all times. A woman is always a weaker vessel. She's supposed to be protected. Only one attitude to a woman. Especially if that woman is your mother, your sister, or your wife. Especially if she's your wife. Any woman deserves only one thing. First of all, protection, protection, protection. You need to look after her. You need to look out for her. You need to look out for her emotions. You need to look out for her well-being. You know, that is the very priority of a man towards a woman, especially a woman that you say you love. No, you know what? I don't even want to talk about this anymore. I think I'm wasting my time.
Well, I do. Sir, I am compromised, but not on this issue. I don't think that anyone should be taking money back or anything. So, just for the record, yeah, I'm compromised on other things, but not on this particular issue. Absolutely not. Yes, the men should be lucky to have a woman that have their children and all of those things that Pastor Dr. Sandey mentioned. So I'm up for treating the woman well and also compensating the family and respecting the family and honoring them. But another issue, you will find out that I am compromised in life. That's just because of my environment. But I have to ask that question because that's what happens. To the extent where I have just seen a comment here, people do return bride price when the relationship breaks. So I have to ask that question because of what I have heard. You know, I don't know of anyone that do bride price or not, but I have heard that they ask for the bride price back, and sometimes even some women, they want to end the relationship, but because their family cannot afford to pay the bride price back, then they're stuck in the relationship. So that's the reason I asked that question. Okay? So, just for the record. But Dr. Sandey said a lot of things there. It can't be asked to speak about it again because it's just not worth talking about. You should honor the woman. You know his stance already. I know some of you men are already saying that Dr. Sandey is harsh on men. But he's not harsh on men. That's just a fact. It's just the truth. You know, if you want to take it, take it. If not, well.
What makes me harsh on men?
Yeah, somebody says you're very harsh on men. And even some women are actually writing that you don't know some women and they want too much. They never satisfy, I read. Yeah, so I think maybe we call it something else other than bride price. That's the only thing. But other than that, I am in agreement with most of what is said. So can I just read a little bit of the comments? I think that would be good. So we have here, wow, you know I want to ask, oh, it just disappeared. Well, you know I want to ask Natasha, did Pastor Sandey touch your, what? This person, okay, I'll just read it out. You know, I wanted to ask Natasha, did Pastor Sandey touch your breast? I know you can never do that. Women are unnecessary evil. We cannot avoid in the ministry. Yeah, I don't even understand what you're saying.
Why should you even read that?
Yeah, well, I was reading it already.
To other people's intelligence.
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense, Ezekiel. Okay, let's move on. Queen Joke, okay. Why should there be...
That person must be perverted.
Yeah, and it's not even making sense. It's up and down. Why should there even be a bride price, though? That's what Ruth is saying. Wow, very logical response, DSA. That's Jane.
If I were you, I would have to apologize to people that you read it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, ladies.
And to Natasha, too.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I just read Ezekiel.
Because you are the coordinator. You are not supposed to read. You are not just a parrot. You know, parrot is the one that just repeats. No. Parrot is someone that just repeats what everybody does. But you are a moderator. As a moderator, you are supposed to use, common sense and see who is logical and who is not logical. That kind of person, you are supposed to block the person and or to delete whatever he's saying. So something that could offend other people, especially a lady. Natasha they're talking about is a lady that was just there now. So it's an abusive thought. Somebody to even tolerate that in his mind. Okay. So when you as a woman sees that, you are supposed to be the one to protect another woman in the first place. To protect the integrity of that Natasha and of other people that are even there. Okay. That are hearing this. And because they came to this platform for another thing. But there will always be people who will come to mess up what you are doing. So you don't just fall into their program and just do what they want you. It's just like Satan showing up to say you should do something and then you just follow it because he has written it. The fact that he has written doesn't mean that he warranties to be read.
Okay. Okay, the comment that I read out from, you guys can see the name already.
No, it's already the name. It's his shame. He put his name there.
Yeah. His name is gone now.
Okay.
No. It's Hezekiah Olujobi. That comment, I didn't actually see the derogatory word in that comment. was in the middle of it. So I was almost halfway through it before I saw it. But I just want to apologize to the woman and also to Pastor Natasha, as Pastor has advised, because it is derogatory. I'm a woman myself. I don't even understand what this question is, or what his comment is, or what he's trying to say. But just for reading it out,
and
not
calling
using...
women necessary evil.
Yes, yes.
How should we call women evil?
So I don't want us to pay him too much attention. Can we just move on from this?
No. We need to address it. I need to address it because
Okay.
I'm very passionate about not abusing women physically or emotionally or even in words, even verbally. We have to delete that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to ask him.
Because, why should we call women necessary evil? So men are necessary evil also. Evil, women evil? If not for them, would the world have been as good as it is? How could you call women evil? Necessary evil? I think he's coming from a school of thought. He's coming from a school of thought of some men out there who are chauvinistic. Mm-hmm. And this is sounding to me like a chauvinistic mindset of, a chauvinistic or fascistic thinking.
Yeah, Kate is political. Okay.
Your mother is a woman and you are saying they are necessary evil. Your daughters are women, if you have daughters, and you say they are evil. Your sisters are women, you say they are evil. So who is good if women are evil? Because there's, the best part of humanity are women. The best part of my life is my wife. She's the better part. I've never seen a man as good as women. Women, if you put, like for example, if you find a woman that is of the same development as me, self-education, mindset, erudition, who is equally developed and having the same opportunity, at the end of the day, if we are at par, the woman is better. Just the way nature is. Because she's coming from, from the position of a mother. She's experiencing pain every month. There are a lot of processes that are going on in her that are just making her better. And men, we are made to be rough. Because we are supposed to go out there and fight and do things and make things happen. So if anybody is evil, it's not the woman, it's the man. I'm sorry for that, but that person who is writing that thing, you look at home for the evil one. Look at home for the evil one. Mm-hmm. Look at home for the evil one.
Okay, so this is hopefully at least a few seconds that the guy was still on before we removed him. He would have learned his lesson. So
I don't think you should remove him. Maybe he could learn. Because
it's too late now. We banned him. We've taken him off.
You can take off the comment, okay. But maybe you don't need to ban him, but you take off the comment. You give him a second chance. If he comments on something, maybe he would like to explain himself, or maybe he will repent, maybe he will apologize. Then you give him a chance that way. He has redemption. But if you just ban him for once and for all after one comment, normally I ban people after maybe if the comment is really very bad. Like this is very bad, but I want to give it.
Learn if we...
I want us to see, because normally a repeated offense is better to ban. But let's see what it says. So I would not ban him. I would just remove that comment and see what it comes out with.
Okay. All right, we unblock him now. But this is one good one. This is one bad. Remember a few days ago. This is a bad thing that I think a good thing will come out of, because if this guy behaves this way normally after this evening and he continues, then it's not human. Yeah. Yes, he's not human. But the important thing is that I think from reading this out, he will learn his lesson, and even other people that have the same mindset. I made a mistake to read it out, but if there's other men out there, or even women that have this type of mindset, hearing this, maybe they will learn that this is wrong. So I am in some way glad, not for what he said.
There are two lessons there.
Yes.
Lesson one, like you said, everything that is meant for bad could be turned to good, right?
Yep.
So the fact that you are not supposed to read it out and you read it out and God used it for good, now people can learn on one hand. But on the other hand, there is another lesson that I want you to pay attention to as well. You know, that is what people call sweeping things, sweeping matters under the carpet.
Yeah.
Because when you started reading it, I just want to understand what it meant, and you wanted to just pass it by and just keep on going.
Yeah.
And that is what I mean by sweeping it under the carpet. Yeah. And when I wanted to address it, I said, go ahead and say, no, maybe it's not worth paying attention to. That is also sweeping it under the, that's what people do normally. Pastor, forget about it. Just forget. Just let it go. No. There are some issues that you don't swim under the carpet. You need to face it and look it in the eyes and address it. Don't face it. Don't just sweep it in the market, in the back under the carpet.
Okay. All right. So we both learned a lesson here now. The guy that wrote this, I've learned a lesson. I just don't want to pay him too much attention and give him the audience that he wanted. But a good thing came out of it. It's bad, but he said, I'm a woman as well. I found it offensive reading it, but I read it. It was my choice to read it. So apologies to Pastor Natalia and the women out there, and even some men that might find those things offensive, because we're having a good time. Well, a good time learning here, not saying things that are not right to each other. So good. I hope you do learn your lesson. I can't remember your name, so I've learned my lesson, and I've also learned that I'm not going to read everything out. So if I skip your comments, you know that it's probably because of things like this. Maiwa, please refer him to Pastor Derek Schneider. He might benefit from self-awareness training. Some of us just have no idea how to communicate. That's from Chinwe. Thank you, Chinwe. I hope he's still listening now. He's back with us. And if not, hopefully he will get hold of this on YouTube or even on this page again, so that if he's keen to develop himself. So, guys, about the bride price. The bride price is yes. It's a good idea. You should respect and honor the people that raise your wife. You should respect women. You should respect yourself. Look after women. Women are tender. Women are great. They're amazing. We are all the good things in life. So, love us. Look after us. And everything in life will be perfect. It will be great, at least, if not perfect. So that's what Dr. Sandey is saying about bride price, and he said so much more. I would urge you to please listen to this again, because there was some interruption a few minutes ago. So go back, listen to it when we finish the program, okay? And listen to it with popcorn. It was a little bit of excitement, drama. I know you like dramas. Okay, next one is, so how do you subdue your power? I think this came from previous days where we talked about how, even though you have the power, the authority to say some things, and how people treat you, and you don't do it, you just keep calm, you actually allow those people to do whatever they want to do. That's exactly
how to subdue the power. How to subdue the power is, for me, how I have the authority, and I subdue my power, because the real power is the ability to control or subdue that power. And the way to do it is one of the things we are talking about right now. When you are a man and you are physically stronger than a woman, and you are stepping back and honoring her, you could bully your way through. You could force your way and let her know that, no, I'm the stronger here, the man here, there's nothing you can do. But you hold back and you resist yourself from doing that. So that is one way to control your power. That's one of the ways I control my power. Like I said the other day also, that when I come home, that I'm just a servant. And that even though I'm a leader in the society and in the church and in life, I'm a leader. I'm a strong person, a strong leader. But with Pastor Bose, I'm just, yes, ma. What do you want me to do? Yes, princess. Yes, princess. That's another way I subdue that power.
Your power.
my power. Another way is just through practicing or experiencing what Solomon spoke about, experiencing the sorrow in wisdom. When I look around me all the time, no offense meant, but without any offense, I feel as if everybody around me is blind, as if people are just living upside down. And I still need to look at that and subdue my power and keep quiet and humble myself and humble myself and not say anything and smile and go ahead and smile and do as if everything is okay, as if nothing is wrong, as if I'm not even seeing these things I'm saying. I still have to treat people with honor and dignity. That's another way to subdue that power. Another way I have to submit my power is through my workers and my co-workers. My co-workers always, they're like my punishment. It's like they have been put around me by God to chastise me, to punish me, to reprimand me. Okay, like one of them is like, you see, she's pointing to me and saying, should I take the remaining of the juice? Should I take it away? While I'm talking here, she doesn't have her own head to use to think either she should take it away or she should leave it. Is that my problem when I'm talking? Don't get me distracted. Что ты хочешь? Потому что ты спрашиваешь, нести, не нести? Ну хорошо, тогда стой. Стань, смотри. So those are some of the just because this question is being asked, that's why I have to address it. Otherwise I have to humble myself and say, okay, you see now? Okay. So I needed to do a lot of that, on daily basis, almost everywhere. Because if you are a boss, have you ever told somebody to do this and this is the way to do it? You come back, did you say or something? Is that what you said? So you just need to keep on being nice and not to lose it and not to abuse somebody and send somebody off and just rebuke somebody and fire someone and just maybe give somebody a dirty slap. Just for you not to do all that. I will not walk in the flesh altogether. That's one of the ways to just, is you need to keep on subduing. That's the power you have. You subdue yourself, control yourself and humbling yourself. And, it's my brain is humbling. It's humbling yourself. It's submitting your power. You have the power to do otherwise, to fire them, to reduce from their salary, something to, not to even see them again, to rebuke them, but, for me, that's one. The reason I don't get mad and I don't, do very bad things with my workers is because I'm seeing them as a blessing from God. I'm seeing them as people that God has put in my life with their lack of understanding and with their, so to say, ignorance. I see that God is, working on my character. God is working on my formation. God is perfecting me through them. And so through the irritations that are happening, God is perfecting me. Love is not easily irritated. Love is not easily provoked. So I'm using them as a test drive for myself. Am I going to be provoked or not? So if I'm not provoked, then I know I'm passing the test. If I get provoked, then I know I failed the test. So God is using people like that to help me to drop my authority, my power, not authority, but to subdue my power. Other ways God is using to help me subdue my power is when, for example, I am being called to the court, I'm being sued, or I'm being tried for something I didn't do. Sometimes I feel like calling on the fire of God to come and consume all of them. I feel like praying also that they will all die or something bad will happen to them. But, the Bible says, bless and not to curse. The Bible says, love and not to hate. The Bible says, if anybody persecutes you and misuse you or mistreat you, that you bless them. So that's another way for me to, to subdue my power, and not to do what that power could do, but to use it to do the right thing, and not to allow the emotion to get the better part of me. So even though I'm dying and I'm feeling bad sometimes, but I still have to, know that this authority that I'm giving, this power that I have, is not to kill, is not to harm or hurt people, it's to bless. There have been people in this church, in this country, that have raised up from nothing, many of them thousands, that have mistreated me in such a bad way that you don't even know they're human beings like that. We're not even talking about being grateful or about gratitude, but we're talking about even stabbing you in the heart, in the back. I could curse them. I could release some of the word into them. I could even get police to arrest them. I could even get the politicians to do something bad to them. I could even get, like last year, some of the people that were spreading the rumors about me. I wanted to get the police. I was approached by people to put them in prison, some of the girls and the band that were behind them. But I kept quiet. Somebody said they wanted me to apologize. I will apologize. But that is a way for me, when I'm supposed to fight for my right and I apologize, that's a way for me to subdue my authority, my power, sorry. That's another way for me to subdue my power. And not to defend myself is another way of subduing my power. And not to fight for myself is another way of subduing my power. And I thank God that happened, because if not for that, I would not be having what I'm having today. So God uses some things that we think are bad to teach us lessons, to change us, and to make us better. So I hope I answered that question.
Yes, you did. And good news and half good news. Ezekiah came back and said, "Sorry, woman, I don't mean to insult you." Oh, and then he went on to say, "What pastor said led me to say that. Not taking responsibility, Ezekiah." Well, stay on so that you can learn, because I don't see anything that pastor said that would have led to that kind of comment. But well done, kudos for coming back and apologizing. But stay tuned. We can both learn together, okay? So, let's go. This answer was quite interesting, that the actual power, subduing power, to me, the answer that Dr. Sandey gave is actually that power does not even need to be subdued, because the actual power is in not saying anything, in leaving, even when you can, you decide not to. That's the actual power.
But so that's subduing it. That's subduing the other power. Like, for example, this guy now, we have the power to ban him, but not to go ahead and ban him and give him a second chance and let him remain on the platform. You need to have more power over your power to ban him.
Okay.
And that is the real power.
Okay. So I guess these people that says power past power is true. So really, did you hear that? The real power is the ability to subdue the power. That's quite interesting. The real power. So is the ability to subdue that power that wants to tell you to do something, to fight,
but for
to
example,
say what you want to say.
For example, men often say, "I'm the head of this house." Mm-hmm. The Bible says, "Women, obey your husband," or submit or obey, and I'm the head. That is power right there. God has given you the power that you are the head. That's power. But for me not to take advantage of that, and not to be referring back to that all the time, that you must because of that, not to hit you in the head with that power, to just say, okay, to be quiet and never remind your wife about that is real power.
Okay, so get real power. When both men and women, real power, which is the power to subdue the power that is abusive or is negative to another, or maybe not even negative, but subdue a human being, rather subdue the power. Very good. I like that. So, learning again. Yeah, let's move on. Question says, Pastor, please tell us how you dealt with the Asian man that was eating 10 men's meal in your dining hall during your university days.
Yes, I'm going to deal with that on Saturday. Not this Saturday, because this Saturday is the D-Day.
Third.
The 3rd of June. That's the upper Saturday when I'll be talking about going from timidity to self-confidence. Yes, so I'm going to address that situation, and I'm going to tell that story.
Okay. Okay, you've heard this question will be addressed on Saturday, 3rd of June, so stay tuned. It will be about going from timidity to confidence. So make sure that you watch it on the 3rd of June. You get the whole story and everything that's happened. I'm looking forward to that story as well. It sounds like a very funny one. Okay, so you've spoken about this before, but not on this question time, which is, what age did you marry and how did you know you should marry your wife?
No, I think that might not be for now, because
I've
spoken about that, many times, and so let them go get the YouTube, send them to the YouTube page.
Okay, guys, this question, the person that asked this question, if you don't know, YouTube is your friend, but it's YouTube Sandey Adelaja official. There's a playlist on there, and it's one of this. We had a recent one. Dr. Sandey have done it several times, but there's a recent one which is on the playlist of fellowship with Dr. Sandey. So it's just time where we were sitting together, and also it's in the why I chose my wife's, DSA choose his wife's wedding dress. The answer to that is in that title as well. So watch that video, how I chose my wife's dress. You would see the answer to this question. Okay? And let's go. So somebody said, DSA, do you think if you were not a Christian, you would have been able to touch more lives?
No, I don't think so. If I were not a Christian, how will I touch more lives? Maybe through business, or if I was not a Christian, maybe I would be more successful, but I don't think I would have touched more lives. I think the fact that I'm a Christian is what is allowing me to touch more lives and to be kind to people, and it's Christ who changed my life. It is Christ who made me to be kind. It is Christ who made me to be good. It is it is Christ who made me to be more considerate to people than I would ever have thought possible. If I had not been a Christian, I would have been very egocentric, like every other person. I would have been very much driven. I would have been on the cutting edge somewhere, very successful, but for myself. I would have been one of the best in anything I'm doing, or one of the best somewhere in the world, either in business or in politics or whatever, but I don't think I would have been doing anything for good for people. I would have been living for myself big time. And that's not good. That's a horrible thing to live for yourself.
Okay, so you heard the answer there. No, the answer is a no. I wouldn't have touched more life. Touching lives is because of Christ.
And what I'm surprised about is the fact that some people who are supposed to be Christians, are living for themselves and using people to get their own agenda. That's what I cannot understand. Because that's what I would have done if I was not a Christian. But now that I'm a Christian, people should rather use me rather than me using people. That's what I believe. And I'm here to be used. People should take advantage of me and use me to do what they need to do. But then, not to take advantage of me just for taking advantage, say. They should take advantage of me to do what God wants them to do. Take advantage of me, use me to do what, to glorify God, to do what, to become who God wants them to become, and to fulfill their purpose, yes, but not to take advantage of me to just do their own
thing. Okay, so there you had it. It would be more impactful. No, it would. It's better being in Christ or being a Christian. It was Christ that gave him the ability, the knowledge, the strength to be who he is now and how he is. It was Christ that inspired him. So yes, it would be successful like in the world for himself, but not for Christ, not in the way that he is now. So, and also he doesn't understand why so-called Christians are not the same way. They're not living in the way that they should, and also Christian abusing people that are. So that's his answer to that question. Watch it again if you want to understand it in more details. I think it's worth watching over again. This one will be our final question, and it's that if you must give your wife, give her a gift, what kind of gift would you give her?
That's a strange question to me. If I must give her, does that mean that I don't give her now?
I don't know. Is it her birthday? I don't know. That's the question.
Okay. First of all, I don't know if I should say this or not, but let me say it. I don't know who is asking this question or why the person decided to ask this question, but this question is going to let out a big cat or a big bird from my pocket. First of all, I told you that when my wife got pregnant for our first child and she delivered, for carrying that pregnancy for 9 months, I made the most expensive gift of my life to her. I gave her the most expensive gift of my life. Secondly, when my wife did, every time she gave birth, everything, the most expensive, the most valuable thing in my life, I concentrated it to give to her. Now, but I'm getting ready still for the best gifts for my wife. I'm dreaming of being able to give this gift. Right now, I am not quite capable of doing this, but I hope to be able to do it soon. I don't know if I should say it or not. It is my dream to give my wife, Pastor Bosse, $1 million US for every year she lived with me. So we have been living together right now for 23 years. So you count it. I'm going to do it before I die. And it's not going to be it's not going to be when we are too old. I hope to be able to do this in the next 5 years. And in the next 5 years, it will be 28 years we are living together. I actually want to be able to do it by the time we are 25 years living together. That is 25, what is that called? Silver Jubilee. So when we are now, this year we are 23 years together in August 13th. But when we are August 13th, August 13, in 2 years' time, August 13, 2019, I hope to be able to give her this gift. $25 million US for the 25 years she has spent with me. $1 million for each year. That's the kind of thing I want to do for my wife. She deserves it.
Ching ching. Who needs prenup? Nobody needs prenup in this case. This is interesting. So for all those people signing prenup, look at that. Huh? This is how it should be. Nobody will be signing prenup. The longer you're with me, the more money you get. I like this.
What is prenup?
Prenup. Prenuptial agreement.
Whoa.
Nobody needs prenup in this house.
What is prenup?
So I would explain what prenup is.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Dr. Sandey, I hear prenup all the time. That's something that celebrities signs, that if you leave me before a certain time, you will get an amount of money. So in your case, it's like the longer you stay with me, the more money you will get. Well done. Good job, good job. So the person that asked that question, good job. I learned something now. No need for prenup. But it's not really about prenup. Dr. Sandey was asking the question that, what would you gift your wife if you have to give her a present? And said, already, he didn't, yeah, at first it was just going to be a question that, I give her gifts. So, it's no big deal. Are you assuming I don't give her a gift? But then he went on and said, right, there's something that I had in mind that he's always wanted to do, and he's hoping that he will be able to do it by the time they celebrate their silver jubilee, 25 years of marriage. They've been together for 23 now, and the 25th anniversary will be on the 13th of August in 2 years' time, so that will be 2019. And he would like to give her $1 million for every year that they've lived together. Ching ching. So, interesting. So guys,
What's the problem there?
There's no problem, it's good. That's why I said who needs prenup? It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing. So, this is it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much. It's been an interesting
Whoever
night.
asked the question, did he get his answer?
Oh yeah? I think he did.
Or it was a question that was asked much?
No, it was a question that was asked today, actually. Just today.
So no comments on that?
No comment.
You cannot find the person?
No, let me see if I can find the person.
Or any comment?
Okay, let me read some comments before we go, because I think we still got a little bit of energy. So, let me start from this. DSA will remember the story of the salt. Okay, you subdue your power by humbling yourself. See people that God has put under you as a blessing. God will use them to perfect you, develop you into a better person. Use your authority to bless others, not to destroy them. That's somebody saying thank you. A real man cannot use an abusive... Oh, okay. This is...
No, you have to start from the bottom, from the very last.
Yeah, I'm starting from the very last, but
No,
I think there's still like... I think there's an
the
argument happening.
No, that's not the last.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing the last, yeah.
All the negative things that happen, all the negative things that people... It's just jumping. All the negative things that people say about you, God allowed them to show you their true character.
That's not it.
Okay, let me go for the top then, because I can't see.
Yeah, maybe it's the top.
Baba o Oruko Jesu, that's
Yeah,
Chingwe.
that's it. That's the last.
Okay.
The last one.
It's okay, Mr. It's okay. Somebody is telling Mr. Ezekiel is arguing with the woman there.
No, forget. Just read it.
Men. How many times did I call you? Okay. Okay, okay, give blessing.
Sandra Johnson is the last one. Is one on the top there. So.
Sandra is saying Pastor Sandey is a great man model. Is a great man model. Yes. All husbands tune in. Oh, that's Esther saying that.
Then keep on going down.
It says choose one village to build a learning center in each year.
No, yeah, but if I choose a village to build for her, to build a learning center for her, it will be what I do. Mm-hmm. It will be what I do. Why don't I just give her that liberty to have all the money that she wants? to do what she wants. Maybe she has other burdens. Maybe she has other priorities. Maybe she has other things that she has as other priorities. So let her do what she wants to do with her own money. If she wants to build the village, let her be the one building the village. Yeah.
Okay, you heard that. Someone says, Chai, standing up for champion, DSA, Babanio. That sounds great, PSA, but it appears to me that, the same. What belongs to you belongs to your wife, which you vowed during your wedding. When you give it to her,
well, many
it
people
still remains yours.
Okay.
That's the logic. I hope all couples understand this logic.
Well, that logic, if people are talking about returning dowry and bride price, that logic that when you vow that everything belongs, first of all, I don't even know, although I've been conducting marriage, wedding and vows for the last almost 30 years of my life, but I can't remember saying that what belongs to me belongs to you. I don't think that is in any marriage vow at all. I can't remember it. I just remember that they said two shall become one. But when it comes to what belongs to me belongs to you, some people don't even have an account together. Some people even keep their money separately. Some people, all kind of issues in real life. Some women don't even know how much their husbands make. Talk less of what belongs to you belongs to me. Some people die, they don't even know where their husband's things are. But of course, my wife knows that in my own situation, everything that I own, she owns. Everything belongs to her, even more than that. She's even the one in charge of our finances. But this is different. It's something for you, it's a different thing for you to know that we own something. But it is even totally different to say that as a husband, I am coming to find, not from what we owe, but this is just for something I'm going to make on my own money. And I'm going to just give her to honor her, to say, these are just for you. These are just to honor you for the years that we have lived together. For every year you have lived with me. So this is just something, do anything you want to do with it. It's not something that belongs to us or something that is belonging to the family, to me, to the children, or to everyone. No, this is just her. I don't know if there is a difference in that. If women,
there's a huge difference.
Well, okay, how does it sound to a woman, to give her something? You are a woman, or just to say, okay, everything I own is yours, everything is the same anyway.
No. It's a huge difference to actually hand her that money. Mentally, it makes her feel like you appreciate her. You see her, you want to honor her with that huge amount, and she can do with that amount whatever she wishes, without consideration that this is the family money. Should I take it? Should I not take it? So absolutely, it is significant. It's not, in this case, I think maybe it would apply that it's not just about, it's money. It's the thought that you did that and you gave her to do as she wished. So it's the same thing. If we say that your money is your money, my money is your money, then she will still need to come and ask him. Dr. Sandey is not somebody that does that. So it makes sense to me that he would do that. I hope other people can get that as well. That yes, it's more important for me. I think it's more important that you say, this is for you. I'm giving you this amount. Do what you want with it. It's for you to honor you for this many years. Yes, it's absolutely important. It's very, very important. So let me read a few more comments. DSA, you're the man. You're the man. DSA is an exemplary leader. That's Ucharia that says that Oriyomi was the DSA, you're the man. Omonike, some men would not agree with this. So regarding the money thing, God bless you. But it's true. We know that already from yesterday, of course. We know.
And the men will not agree?
They will not agree. And then Sandra Johnson says, try prenuptial agreement that you get nothing after separation. So most prenuptial agreements would say, if we're together and you divorce me, you get none of my money. So that's what they do with prenuptial.
I can't believe that. And the laws agree for that?
Yes, of course. That's why it is a contract. If you agree to marry a man or a woman
under that
says,
contract,
yes, you have to uphold it.
Okay.
Yeah. People that sign it, there's the one that need the brain checked. So, Pastor Ernest says that I am challenged by that. I am beginning to think. That's the challenge by what you said. Yeah. So Mrs. Ebong is thinking. Thank me later. You know, when he gives you this stuff, thank me. Thank Dr. Sandey later. And then she will say, why? Okay. Ufoma said prenup, yes. Where are the men? You ask question. There you got the answer. Deal with it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so Ufoma is saying Maiwa true with this no prenup at all. Yes, no prenup. Okay. I can't see any more comments that I can read. So guys, it's been an interesting evening. Of course, it's always been fun. It's always fun with you every evening. I'm going to really miss this when we end. I'm really going to miss you guys. But I'm sure something else will come up that we will do. So I'm looking forward to that as well at the same time. But I'm really going to miss you. But over the next few days, party time. You're going to join us, so we're going to party. I cannot wait. From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, party. And then to Monday, I will spend all Monday sleeping. But all this weekend is going to be party. I can't wait. I wish you could join us, but if you can't, you can still watch us and eat the jollof rice and all the Russian food with us. Okay? So, we'll see you again tomorrow. So make sure you join us. We're starting from 7 for the official schedule, which is 7 p.m. Ukraine time. And then we have another one, which is what you're watching right now from 9 p.m. Ukraine time. But you never know. We might get surprises as the guests are coming in. You might get an impromptu interview. You know it's always fun. We always laugh here. So join us, and I hope to see you again. See you guys. Party. 2 more days to party. Later.